What is up, my friends? We are back with another Anfield Agenda preview. The Reds taking on Manchester City at 4:30 on Sunday, which means one thing: we'll be live from 3:15 p.m. Over the course of this video, there will be no gimmicks, there'll be no lights going on and off, there'll be no talk of potholes, just pure, unadulterated Houlden 2.0. Cannot wait to be back with you guys on Sunday for the watch along. Until then, here's what's going to happen over the next few minutes. We're going to talk about the injuries that the Reds have. We're going to have a look at my predicted 11. Bit of a fact file on our opponents. Hint, they have 115 charges coming up against them. You didn't think I was going to do an Anfield Agenda preview with City and not mention the little charges hanging over their heads. Of course, I'll go through then and give you my score prediction as well. But the main thing, as always here, ladies and gentlemen, we want to know your thoughts. Do let me know in the comment section. Drop a like if you enjoy the video, but most importantly, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Want to take a second to say a massive thank you to Connor for helping out and filling in over the last few days as I have been regrouping. But we're ready to go now. Before we get stuck into the preview, a little reminder, don't forget to sign up to the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp where you can submit your player ratings as well as entering all of our giveaways that we'll be doing throughout 2026 with thanks to our friends at the Collector's Corner. Scan the QR code there or use the link in the description. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's fair to say we have a lot to talk about, so let's get stuck into it by talking about the injury concerns coming into this one for Arne Slot and the boys. Well, the good news is Joe Gomez will be back available for the matchday squad. Now, whether he goes straight into the 11 or not remains to be seen. I've erred on the side of caution with my 11, but other than that, it is still obviously Connor Bradley who's out, Alexander Isak who's out, Giovanni Leone who's out, and of course Jeremy Frimpong out. But apart from that, it's all grand, ladies and gentlemen. Apart from those few little things, look, there's no understating how big a game this is this weekend against Manchester City. It's a game that, if we win it, all but ends their quest to topple Arsenal for the Premier League crown this season. But it gives us a much needed boost as well. And there's no denying that if you beat Newcastle 4-1 in the manner we did it and then go beat Manchester City, well, that is going to make people, me included, sit up and take notice. So let's have a little look at a bit of a fact file on our opponents. Then we'll go through the recent form. We'll give you the officials for the game and then we'll get stuck into the fun stuff, the predicted 11 and the score prediction. So we'll start off, as we always like to these days, with the match officials detail. The referee for this one, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Craig Houlden. His assistants will be Timothy Wood and Matt Wilkes. Fourth official, Tim Robinson. The VAR for the game will be John Brooks, and Blake Atribus is his assistant VAR. Now, Liverpool have lost just one of their last 22 Premier League home games against Manchester City, winning 14 and drawing 7, with that defeat coming the only time they hosted them as reigning champions, losing 4-1 in February 2021. Following their 3-0 win at the Etihad in November, Manchester City are looking to complete their first league double over Liverpool since all the way back in 1936-37. Remind me again what we're all supposed to believe, that Manchester City are actually a big club these days? Manchester City's Erling Haaland has failed to score in all 3 of his Premier League away games against Liverpool. So, here's the head-to-head, ladies and gentlemen. Premier League 25-26, it was Manchester City of 115 charges, 3. Liverpool of absolutely no charges, 0. Premier League 24-25, Manchester City of 115 charges, 0. Liverpool of absolutely no charges, 2. And it was a 2-0 victory for the Reds in the reverse fixture as well. Here's Manchester City's recent form coming into this one. They had a 3-1 second leg victory over Newcastle in the Carabao Cup semi-final. 2-2 draw at Spurs gaff in the league. Then it was Manchester City 2, Galatasaray 0 in the Champions League, as well as Manchester City 2, Wolves 0 in the Prem. And as you can see there, they were beaten 3-1 away at Bodo Glimt in the Champions League, which I think it's fair to say was a massive, massive shock. So as you can see, much like ourselves, Manchester City's form has been a little bit up and down. So let's have a look now at my favourite part of these previews, ladies and gents, the predicted 11. So this is where I say it's usually straightforward. We go through, we talk about Alisson Becker and the centre-backs, and, well, that's exactly what I'm going to say here. Alisson Becker in goal, Ibrahim Konate in to partner your captain, Mr. Virgil van Dijk, should be the way the heart of the Liverpool defence lines up. But, of course, the problems come when we talk about the full-back position, particularly on the right-hand side. And here's what I've done there. As much as it kills me to do it, I do think the best and safest option here is to put Dominic Szoboszlai at right back, unless, of course, Joe Gomez is fit to start. I would doubt whether he'd be fit to start after being away for a little bit and coming straight back in, and even if he did, he could probably only do 60 or so. So for me, Dominic Szoboszlai, as much as losing him in midfield is a loss, there's no denying that, I do think he has the ability, the engine and the pace to keep up with Manchester City's wingers. So I'm going to go Szoboszlai on the right, and on the left, Milos Kerkez. Next up, we go into the middle of the park, and this is what I've gone for here. Alexis McAllister, Ryan Gravenberch, and Curtis Jones. I do think it is important that we have that Scouse heartbeat in the team. I don't know what's going on longer term with Curtis Jones. I know he's got 1 year and a bit to run in his contract. There's been talk that Liverpool blocked the move to Inter Milan on loan. There was some conversations that Jones was open to it, that the deal was agreed between Jones and Inter Milan, but the Reds wanted him to sign a new deal before potentially going on loan. But the bigger question is, why was he interested in going on loan? That's a story for another day. So for now, ladies and gents, my midfield trio would line up with Alexis McAllister, Curtis Jones and Ryan Gravenberch. Let me know what you think there. Maybe a fancy bit of a Taro Endo in there. So we move now into the wide positions. This is what I've done here. Florian Wirtz on the left-hand side, because I think I want him in there over Gakpo. It's as simple as that. I can't be more blunt than that, ladies and gents. I just think Gakpo is too one-dimensional. Now, Arna may want Cody in there from a defensive perspective, may help out with the game plan, but I just think it's our game at home against Manchester City. The onus is on us to make it happen, and I think Florian Wirtz on the left is the way to go about it. On the right, Mohamed Salah, and I'm going to be honest about this, purely because there isn't really much competition out there, and we don't really have many other options. I'm coming back 100%, ladies and gents. I'm saying it as I see it. Mohamed Salah this season just hasn't been good enough. He simply hasn't. But we don't really have any other realistic options. We know he's not going to play Federico Chiesa. And this game, if he didn't start Mohamed Salah, well, that would probably end up with a lot of newspaper headlines again, which, of course, the club don't need at this time. So Salah on the right, and here's hoping that, unlike Erling Haaland, he can score in the big fixtures, which, of course, we know Mo can. And then, of course, Florian Wirtz on the left. Now, all that remains is for me to have a little look at who I start through the middle. I wonder who it could be. It's Hugo Ekitike. You know you want to dance along at home. Come on, get up on that sitting room floor and have a boogie with me. Yes, it's Hugo Ekitike, the man of the moment, the man who knows where the net is, the man who is in red hot form and is probably giving Alexander Isak a few sleepless nights. That is my 11, ladies and gentlemen. Alisson Becker in goal. Right back, Dominic Szoboszlai. Left back, Milos Kerkez. In the centre-back positions, Canada and your captain, Virgil van Dijk. In midfield, Maka, Gravenberch and Curtis Jones. And then up top, Wirtz on the left, Salah on the right, and Hugo Ekitike. So I can do it in very different tones as well. If you want me to go soprano, you'll have to come back at a later date. But that is my 11, ladies and gents. Now, before you go, don't be running off just yet. We've a little matter of a score prediction to go through. So what have we gone for here? Honestly, this was a tough one. You know, we've laughed and joked a lot through this video, or at least one of us has, in this two-way street. And it is a two-way street. So, yeah, look, honestly, I've gone back and forth because both teams have shown a mixture of form coming into this one. Our victory over Newcastle, how much does that really count? Well, I guess we're going to find out on Sunday. But ultimately, the fact that we had 8 days off, Manchester City played midweek, I've erred on the side of us winning this one narrowly. So this is what I've gone for, ladies and gentlemen, with the score prediction. Liverpool to beat Manchester City of 115 charges by 2-1. Now, feel free to correct me in the comments to let me know it was actually 130 charges. That's absolutely fine. But either way, I'm going for Liverpool to beat Manchester City by 2-1. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for now. I won't see you guys again until Sunday, where I will be here for the watch-along, 3:15 p.m. Thank you so much to everybody who spent the time in the comment section wishing that I wasn't coming back. But unfortunately for you, Christmas has come early for the rest of the good folk at Anfield Agenda. All seriousness, though, thank you. Appreciate you. Love you. And I'll see you on Sunday. Much love. Bye-bye.